Join our family of creators. Your support means the world to us. Subscribe now to the Content Creator channel. Your support keeps us motivated and helps us bring you fresh, exciting content every week. Hit that subscribe button and be part of our journey. Imagine dedicating years of your life to building a future in a new country. You've studied, you've worked, established a community, all while navigating a complex and ever-shifting legal landscape. Then, almost overnight, the rules that govern your path forward are rewritten, and the stability you fought so hard to achieve evaporates. This isn't a hypothetical scenario for thousands in Australia today. It is their lived reality. This sudden, jarring shift is the consequence of significant changes to Australia's migration policies, changes that have sent shockwaves through the lives of those who saw the nation as their future home. The government's stated aim is to create a more manageable and targeted migration system. But the immediate human impact is one of profound uncertainty and distress. The first and most immediate hidden cost of these sweeping visa changes is the profound psychological toll they take on migrants. For individuals on temporary visas, life has become a tightrope walk over a chasm of uncertainty. The fear of a sudden visa rejection, a job loss that invalidates their stay, or an administrative error that could lead to deportation, is a constant companion. This persistent state of anxiety significantly impacts mental health, leading to increased rates of stress, depression, and isolation among students, skilled workers, and their families. For international students, the pressure can be overwhelming, making it difficult to concentrate on their studies or perform well in exams. For temporary workers, instability makes it challenging to commit to jobs or plan for the future, whether buying a car, signing a long-term lease, or starting a family. The constant worry creates a barrier to full engagement, turning a hopeful period into one fraught with apprehension. This climate of fear discourages many from seeking the help they need. A student in crisis or a worker facing exploitation may hesitate to speak up, worried that any perceived problem could jeopardize their visa application. They become a silent, vulnerable population, afraid that accessing support or reporting abuse will flag them as a risk. This not only harms individuals but allows exploitation and mental health crises to fester unaddressed. The constant need to prove one's worth, meet ever higher benchmarks, and live with a future hanging by a thread is exhausting. By transforming migration into a high-stakes battle against uncertainty, the new rules risk damaging the very people Australia hopes to attract, leaving them feeling unwelcome and insecure in the country they wish to call home. A second significant yet overlooked consequence is the systemic waste of valuable human talent. Reliance on higher English scores, rigid skills lists, and formal qualifications creates a narrow gateway many capable people cannot pass. A gifted artisan may have decades of in-demand expertise, but struggle to hit an arbitrary standardized score. Overseas qualifications often go unrecognized without costly, time-consuming recertification, so a person who can design bridges or save lives ends up driving rideshare or cleaning offices. The new skills and demand visa, while targeting top-tier talent, can narrow the definition of value when lists lag real needs. Regional roles, agricultural technicians, aged care workers, may be missed if national lists prioritize tech or finance. This is not just inefficiency, it devalues practical experience and overlooks motivated people eager to contribute. Australia loses their skills, innovation, and entrepreneurial spirit, a lose-lose born from overly rigid policy. While the new rules aim to manage numbers, they do little about geographic concentration. Students and temporary workers gravitate to Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, intensifying pressure on urban centres. The housing market feels the squeeze. Demand pushes rents to record highs. Affordable options shrink for everyone. Public transport and healthcare strain under rising loads. Commutes grow longer. Clinic waits extend. Schools in migrant-dense suburbs see class sizes swell, risking quality of education. Some regions burst at the seams while others face decline and shortages. Benefits and pressures aren't shared equally. Tightening visas doesn't solve where people live. A national settlement strategy must link intake to local capacity. Without proactive planning, housing, transport, services, multicultural vibrancy turns into congestion and competition for scarce resources. A fourth troubling outcome is how reforms exacerbate existing inequalities. Higher financial reserves and stronger English thresholds favor wealthier applicants who can fund prep and multiple applications. Talented students from lower-income countries face hurdles that can make Australia unattainable, regardless of merit. System complexity can be exploited. Some agents charge exorbitant fees for poor advice. Constant rule changes create a fog that those with money can navigate. Others face costly mistakes and refusals. In essence, a two-tiered system emerges, streamlined for the highly skilled and well-funded, precarious and obstacle-laden for the rest. Opportunities risk being hoarded, narrowing diversity and cultural exchange. It deepens divides, where country of origin and economic status determine access, contradicting egalitarian ideals. Stricter student visa rules directly challenge international education, a cornerstone of the economy and culture. The sector, Australia's fourth largest export, relies on steady foreign student flows. A new genuine student test, higher English, and financial requirements are poised to reduce enrollments. Universities and colleges built around international fees now face sharp revenue declines, a fifth hidden consequence. Expect course cuts, reduced research funding, and staff downsizing. Domestic students also lose. International fees cross-subsidize academic offerings, facilities, and cutting-edge research. Beyond finances, fewer international students diminish campus diversity and global perspectives in classrooms. These students bring ideas and connections that prepare graduates for a globalized world. A strategic retreat to fewer safe markets can narrow diversity and heighten exposure to geopolitical swings. Integrity goals may inadvertently weaken global competitiveness, leaving universities financially strained and culturally poorer. When diversity narrows, the soft power and long-term ties built by alumni networks also fade. The precarity of temporary visas creates workplace power imbalances that ripple through the labor market. Dependent on employers to remain, migrants can be reluctant to report underpayment or unsafe conditions. Some exploit this, paying below minimums or ignoring entitlements becomes low risk. In hospitality, agriculture, and cleaning, acceptance of poorer conditions by some can depress wage standards. Local workers struggle to negotiate better pay, friction and resentment grow. Hard-won standards erode at the margins. Over-reliance on skilled migration can reduce incentives to invest in domestic training. Apprenticeships, traineeships, and upskilling programs hollow out, especially in trades. Skills visas alone won't fix this. Without parallel training investment, a permanent domestic skills deficit and vulnerability to global shocks emerges. Prolonged temporariness frays the social fabric. Even after years here, people may feel like outsiders, living with one foot out the door. Insecurity discourages buying a home, starting a business, or joining local groups. We see fewer volunteers, club members, and parent participants. Civic life thins. Constant churn weakens neighborhood ties and workplace culture, breeding anonymity and disconnection. When departures become routine, relationships feel temporary and disposable. True integration needs a welcoming framework with a clear, accessible path to permanence. Reforms aim to manage growth, target skill shortages, and protect integrity, but hidden costs cascade across individuals, industries, and society. The path forward must be balanced, fair, and forward-thinking. First, protect procedural fairness and clear pathways. Ensure decisions can be reviewed and appealed. Second, make skills lists dynamic with industry, and recognize practical experience alongside qualifications. Third, invest in housing, transport, schools, and hospitals. Tie intake to local capacity and regional incentives. Fourth, reinforce domestic training so migration complements, not replaces local skill building. Track long-term effects with clear data. Fund mental health and settlement supports. Underbonda saman ibisken chapper dan keep fairness at